Okay, hello there again, everybody. Today I have another story for you. Well, technically not another story because this is my first time, really. But the story is very interesting, I think, and it's going to be about that time I made a manga. Okay. Now, there's definitely a lot of context into why I created this. So it really starts with school, and the whole point was that I'm not gonna say, of course, what exactly it was for school, but it had to do with doing any activity that basically improved yourself or helped the community in any single way. And I was like, wait a second. I know what I can do with my already existing preset of skills that I got from elsewhere. Let's draw manga! Now, of course, I couldn't draw at all, so this was gonna be a very tough challenge, but I had half a year to do it, so what's the rush, right? No, it was a big problem. Because at the point I was actually making this manga, I was very inconsistent with my YouTube channel as well. So I guess you could guess how inconsistent I would be with the manga as well. Don't worry guys, I was so consistent. I was working on it every single day, which is what I wish I could say. Now I'm going to be honest, I was given many different opportunities to do other things. My friends even asked me to make a cooking YouTube channel with them, and I'm like, don't worry, I got this. I love manga. I read it all the time. So what's going to be the hard part about drawing it? Legit, I thought that, even though I knew drawing manga was not easy at all. Anyway, in the first month of actually doing it, I wrote the story, of course, but I wrote 3 different drafts. And let me be honest, there were 3 different stories I wrote, and they were all so unbelievably bad, mainly because I wrote them all in 40 minutes each. But we won't talk about that. So after the first month of actually making the story, I spent the rest of the months, or 3 to 4 months, actually just making notes on my progress and practicing drawing, because the project basically required me to, well, make a weekly update on my progress and how that changed me over time. So I basically just did anything I could because, I was very inconsistent, and yeah, you could tell that was a very big problem for me. So after those months passed by, basically not working on it and just basically adding in filler episodes, if you could say is the right word. And then 3 weeks before, or 4 weeks before the project was actually due, or the manga, I actually made the character designs. They were pretty epic. No, not really. I just made them based off my imagination. And then 2 weeks before the project was actually due, or the manga was actually due, I literally actually began drawing the entire thing, and let me tell you, it is 7 pages long. And I was literally looking through my room to find it, and I literally read it yesterday. Let me tell you, it is so bad and so cringe. Honestly, I think it's really funny though, because it's I could tell it's written by me. But going back on topic, yeah, I made it 2 weeks before it was due, and then I basically drew it all in 3 days. And since it was 7 pages long, each page took me 1.5 hours to do. Then after that, I literally had to go back and ask my friend to help me with some drawings and stuff, and then even add the dialogue, because I did make a script for my manga, so that was pretty epic. Of course, with any good manga, I took a bunch of shortcuts, and yes, it's the final product. So I think the best way to do this is I'm going to show the image on screen, and then I'm going to talk about it, and then at the very end of the video, I'm going to basically read the manga in sequence for everybody to see, and you're gonna basically hear some really bad voice acting, but I'm sure it's gonna be funny. So as everyone can see here, this is the title page. I named the manga Absorption because the whole point of the story was to be about fighting depression and loneliness. That literally sounds like Spider-Man Brand New Day, which I just watched. But as you can see here, there's a phoenix, which is important to the story. There's a sword as well, because I'm gonna be honest, swords were the only weapons I knew how to draw, because I actually bothered learning that. That was pretty epic. And then this rock right here, you can see a lot of erasing, but my friend actually basically drew the rock. I drew the roots of the sword right here. I'll be honest, there's supposed to be cracks originally, but he was but he thought it was roots, and I'm like, yes, that is exactly what I intended to do. Ha ha ha. So as you can see here with the second page, right? This is a bunch of nations right here, and I just had to see. I don't know. I kind of took inspiration from basically nowhere. I kind of just made something up. And then with the second panel here, you can see I just made a house right here, just to talk about the main character's family dying, basically. Not sure why I made that, but it was pretty easy to draw because I just used a ruler. And then I don't even know why I tried drawing with blood here. And then with this third panel, it's supposed to be him crying, but the problem with the crying is that the tears, one of them is actually flowing out at a certain spot, but the other one is flowing out at a different spot. It's actually flowing out of his head higher. So yeah, I don't even know what I made with this one. And as you can see here with the third panel, I drew the back of his head, and then I drew a black rose because that's fundamental to the story, because it represents his depression and loneliness and wanting for revenge after his family was murdered. And then this other panel, it's supposed to be a can of a drink, and it was supposed to be a reflection that he could see off of it. though that was not so obvious. It was like supposed to be like light or something, but I messed up. And then with this third panel on this thing, you can see I messed up drawing his face, and then I couldn't erase it properly, but we just left it there, and it actually doesn't look that bad. And then with this last panel, you can see this government agent. He's trying to basically, take out this young child or something. I don't even know what I was thinking when writing this. And then he's like, no, I can't die. And then the main character is just watching. He's like, maybe I shouldn't step in, The classic main character anime moment, In this last panel, you can see this man. He's like a cloaked individual. Now, I thought I drew him best, okay? Now, I thought the cloak I drew was really good. He, of course, has a scythe as well. Now, the only problem with this is that, not with his eyes. I actually liked his fiery eyes, kind of. The problem I have with this is his arms, okay? Why is it so long? It's stretching out so long, which is why I'm so confused. Anyway, we have the next panel. I don't exactly know. I think I messed up with the text bubbles, but he's like, why did you save the child? And I'm like, I'm just as clueless as you are. He blocked the sword, and then this next panel, you get like an epic face-off. Now, this one I thought was the coolest panel, okay? I thought I drew this so well. Now, the problem I think you can see with most of these is that they literally have no background because I took a message from, or like inspiration from Type Kubo, because, I thought it'd be too distracting, also just to save myself time. Anyway, the next panel you can see it's like just fighting, and then like the city is being destroyed, and then the cloaked individual or masked individual, like he goes back, he's like, your death wish, he fires off like some energy wave. I was gonna do a Kamehameha originally, but I'm like, I don't know if I can do that with two hands. So I just opted for the one hand blast, and then as you can see, he basically blocked it, he like tanked it. He was like, haha, easy. And then the cloaked individual was like, Nani Bakana. You can also see he's got like some really insane muscles that I drew for some reason. And he's also got this like sweat. I didn't add that, by the way. My friend added that. And the next panel was, oh boy, it's like this energy sword that he's gonna it's like his ultimate attack that he's unleashing on his thing. Honestly, I thought this was pretty cool. Only problem was that I messed up so many times that you can see so much erasing. But my friend drew like the line background here. I kind of drew like this you could say this energy like aura around him. But like my friend helped me like make it more stand offish. And then I actually drew like the sword and stuff and the main character here. And then he's like, you fool, if I truly am the real deal, then by obliterating you, I will have achieved a feat beyond any mere god. I am him. Oh boy, what did I write? And then he's like, huh? And then, this is like, basically show that time is passing, and then the drawing explosion right here. And then final panel here, you can see like basically he got left behind. Now I don't know if anyone remembers this, but I got this inspiration from like Yu Yu Hakusho, where it's like Kie uses like dragon attack, and it like basically blasted that guy, and all you could see left with like his ashes or something, which I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then of course second to last panel, thank you sir. He's like, no problem kiddo, and you can see his mark turned into a phoenix. Now I'll be honest, it wasn't even on the same side of his neck. I kind of realized that literally just now as I'm reading this. And then you can see he's starting off into the sunset. And then, yeah. The end! Woo! Manga. So now I'm going to read the manga off to everybody. Just so, it'd be cool. Absorption. 9 years ago, the nation of Newforium was invaded by its neighboring countries, resulting in mass destruction and death. As a result, Kamina's family was murdered, leaving him orphaned and alone. I'm not making a crying noise if anyone's wondering. That day, the Black Rose was born due to his desire for revenge, and now this continued towards the present. This scene has nothing to do with me. I should just leave. Under orders of the new government, you are sentenced Under orders of the new government, you are sentenced to death. Wait, I can't die just yet! No, die! Bam! Why do you choose to save this child? I'm just as clueless as you are. Your death wish. Bam! I can't say that seriously, man. Nani? Bakana! You fool! If I truly am the real deal, then by obliterating you, I will have achieved a feat beyond any mere god. I am him! Huh? Oh, I should have just used a sound effect for that. Thank you, sir. No problem, kiddo. That day, Kamina realized that the word was much bigger than his goal of revenge, vowing to protect the present and not the past. Then, the Black Rose vanished, transforming into a phoenix. The end. So I'd like to say after reading that, please, and if any voice acting studio wants to call me up, I'm free, everybody. I'm pretty. Oh, I can't with this. Anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed this video. It's not the greatest manga, but honestly, I was laughing so hard reading this again to myself. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye! Oh, but I did forget to say, I might be selling this manga if, there's enough demand for it. And let me tell you, it'll be flying off the shelves and it'll be making me so much money. So, like, everyone should start pre-ordering right now. Because, like, let me tell you, they'll be flying off the shelves. Just letting you know.